just let's go in the voice chat and and help me. I've lost cost. Hello?
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Terrible, man. Terrible. I'm losing to people with no hands all the time.
It's fine. Just think about it. When you are in your worst, it most of the times cannot get any worse. So it's only uphill from now. Now, do you want to check this recorded game really quick?
Yeah. I want to figure out how to find water faster, as it seems to be my biggest problem on this map. Is like I always, you know, like basically gamble where I send my first worker, and yeah, and then he might end up walking across the entire map to find water.
You should worry about water with other civs, not with Mongols as much, because with Mongols you don't care about finding water instantly, because you will most of the times go either scout or spears. I prefer spears, because with Mongols you have the opportunity to stop your opponent for fishing and then fish yourself, because you can use the stone that you're all gathering from the start of the game to make double spear production. So you will always have more spears than your opponent. So you can pretty much stop him from fishing. So if he goes water, you can just kill his dog. By killing his dog, you get 100 resources back. And at the same time, you can make a dog.
Yeah, but one thing shouldn't I go harbor first, since like I don't need to build, a lumber mill or the house early, so I can just like plant my base next to the wood and I go harbor first, and then I build Uvo in a barrack later, no? Can't I punish him like that? Or do you want me to...
So, an Uvo is 2.5 villagers. And the faster you get the Uvo, the better your economy will be. So, like, Uvo is like instantly making, for example, you make... if one Uvo equals 1 dog plus 2 fishing ships. That's basically the equivalent economy cost. So you always want to get the Uvo first. Then the dog.
You don't think it's worth to like for example, let's say not this map, but on like Dark Forest map, is it not better to go harbor first?
It's always the Uvo.
Always the Uvo, no matter what.
Yes, as I told you, with the Uvo, you spend 150 resources. You have a passive income of 2.5 villagers gathering resources. If you make the dog first, you need 150 wood plus 150 wood to get close to the resources back. So the Uvo is always better at the start.
Okay. But like if I go Uvo into harbor, I have no use for stone, no? So it's isn't it like kinda wasted opportunity? Like, isn't it better to go harbor so I can start generating more food?
Think about it. Your stone assimilates.
Yeah.
And the best thing about Mongols is this, that you can double production and counter your opponent's army as soon as you see him. So let's say your opponent is making mass archers, right? You can delay making units because you can double units because you have stone. So by the time your opponent comes into your base with archers, with 2 stables, you can have 8 horsemen at the time of 4.
Okay, I get it.
So it's always good to have stone in the bank. And
yeah, I understand, but I just like felt like getting harbor first to like start getting the food faster would end up being better, but I guess I'm wrong.
It doesn't change as much. Like it's always have like you will probably be behind by like 75 food if you do this. But at the same time, if you make the Ovo first, you will have 150 stone.
Okay. So do I load the replay of the previous game?
Yeah, let's do that. I don't know how much delay is it on your stream, and if
I have no delay. I think it instantaneous.
Okay,
I mean, I can do screen share in Discord, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be better or worse.
No, just go for the replay.
Okay. I guess this is this one.
And
so like, how did you say? What did you say with like a gear? I'm like what? I'm like putting my gear at the start.
Yeah. So basically, what you can do is this. So as soon as you start the game, you make the Ovo, right? and you start gathering wood. As soon as you have 100 wood, what you can do is you can click to build a jar, and if you do that, just put so that you can see all the map. I check all the map. Reveal all on the map. All right. So if you click to build a jar, the jar, if it goes on water, it will go below the ground. It will sink in. So visually, you know that there is like a hole there, and it's like 99% the hole has water, because the water is always lower than the land. It's lower than when you start. It's lower than the hills. It's lower than you can just observe the water ponds. It's always in downhill. So
Wait, so I need to like scout. I need to go through the dark area and try to place an OVO. Oh, sorry, not OVO.
Yes.
The ger.
The ger. Yes, you will see that it goes downhill. And if it goes downhill, it basically means that there's water there.
But what do you mean it goes downhill? As if like in comparison to like let's say I'm moving let's say I selected the ger and I'm moving it. Like I will see that from here towards the water. So from a high ground towards the water, it's like gonna be going down, and it indicates the water. Okay, I get it.
If you take all the ponds, they are below the average ground. You will see that it's like, as soon as you see it, how it works once, as soon as you do it once, you can do it every single time. You just need to do it once.
Okay, I got it. Is there any trick or like maybe a belief like where does the deep water fish spawn on this map? Because I've noticed like, so obviously like having gathering deep water fish is a lot better than gathering shoreline fish.
There is no trick. It's random.
Okay, so it's just like RNG.
Yes, but for example, in your minimap in the last game, I could see the deep fish on the right. I could see it. It's because only deep fish appear in the minimap. So if you scout a pond and you look in the minimap and you can see the fish icon, it means that there's a deep fish there. So if you scout it, you know if there's a deep fish.
Wait 1 second. Sorry, I got distracted. Where did you stop? Oh, yeah, I kind of spaced out.
All right. So basically, if there's deep fish, it will always appear in the minimap. So as soon as you scout a pond, if you see the fish icon on your minimap in that pond, only in the minimap, you will know that there is deep fish there. So you don't have to manually click them and check if there is deep fish. If you scout the pond and you have the fish icon inside of your minimap in that pond, there is deep fish there. I noticed that you had that deep fish while you were playing last game from your minimap. I knew that you had deep fish on your back.
Yeah, but the problem is, you know, like I kind of sent my initial worker there because from my experience, like when playing in this map, like there was always water on this corner. So I just like I didn't know about this trick with putting the gas, so I just like I would always go to the corner.
It's random. Water is random on this map. But as I said, as Mongols, you don't go to water first. You want to stop your opponent. You want to stop your opponent from going water, and then go water, because you can do it. Only Mongols can do that. No other Civ can do it so good as Mongols. If your opponent goes. If it's a Delhi, then you play differently. It's only Delhi is different. And if it's a Delhi, what you want to do is you want to go to the furthest away pawns than him, and then tower his pawns. Or
so I want to be going in like, for example, if I'm playing against Delhi, I want to be going like at the back, right, with my harbor, because what happened to me when I played against Delhi on this map is like the guy was like kind of following me and just building harbor in every single. Like he was like basically he found that I built a harbor there, and then he built a harbor there as well before we got to the next age, and he started spamming fishing boats and just harassed me out of the.
So think it like this: when your opponent is making more than one dog, let's say 2 dogs, and then he goes for the 3rd dog, what does it mean?
I mean, probably he means no gold, and you can just like kill his base.
Right? Yes, when your opponent is playing so greedily and he's like investing so much into the Dark Age, your plan most of the times should be to push towards his base and tower him in. because you can stop his wood. If you stop his wood, he cannot make fishing boats. And at the same time, you want to sneak some towers on his pawns, because as soon as you place one tower and you put the arrow slits, then he will lose that sea. So the plan is to take all the pressure from your base or from the pawns and put it inside of his base. Like, the ideal thing is to always have pressure on your opponent. You don't want your opponent to pressure you. In the last game you've played, you allowed your opponent to put all the pressure on the pawn that you were fishing. So Rus have an advantage in feudal age because they have better ships, much better ships, and they have better fishing boats as well. So you can't really do damage unless you make a million towers, especially on this pawn. This pawn is a huge pawn, right? So it's not easy to tower the Rus. Plus, Rus, they don't need the dogs to gather resources, so it's really easy for him to avoid your towers. So you don't want to apply pressure on water on the Rus in the feudal age. If you are not able to stop the Rus from fishing in the dark age, which you should, by the way, if you made spears, you would have been able to kill the dog.
But he doesn't need the dog to how do you
exactly,
call it?
but he will only make 3 fishing boats. 3 fishing boats, it means that if you don't allow him to make a new dock, what you do is you make a dock there, you make 3 fishing boats so that you can garrison, and then you make a second dock on another pond, and at the same time you do not allow him to make a dock on another pond because you have spears. Because that's the trick. If you kill his dock, that's all he has. Those 3 fishing boats.
Yeah, but he
won't have more than that.
How am I gonna build a harbor of my own on that pond? If if he can turn them into attack ships and then deny me it.
You will do it on the Dark Age. You basically make 6 spears, and then you go for a dock. Or you can do 4 spears and go for a dock. It really depends on how the game goes. There's no like a magic number. There's no a magic timing because this is not StarCraft.
Okay.
Things are not standard. It's random.
Yeah, I get it.
So the plan for this game would be force him into making only 3 fishing boats, destroy his dock, and take all the other fish ponds for yourself. And in this fish pond, you should only make 3 fishing boats. Why? Because that's 3 fishing boats are enough to garrison in the dock. And if you garrison in the dock, he can't hurt you anymore. And if he makes them Ladoya attack ships, he will probably make 1 and keep the other 2 to fish. So you just make a dock. You make a dock, he's forced to make more attack ships. But you have a tower inside of your base. So it's like, eco-wise, it's better for you. If you have 3 fish, and he has 3 fish, and you have a dock and a tower, you can always gather, and eventually you will stop him. You will be able to kill him. And at the same time, you're booming on the other pawns. There's 2 pawns that they have really good fish. You should be taking them. That's why I said in the comments that you have 600 wood. That 600 wood that you had for so long, because there was a long time that you were banking up wood, you could have made 2 docks and started making fishing boats.
Yeah,
on the other pond.
And I would not fall behind.
Exactly, and the back one, which is even better, the back one has a deep fish as well. You can see it on the minimap. Do you see it on the minimap?
I see it. There is like deep water fish, and yeah, I should have went for this.
Right, only here there's 8,000 food on this pond. On the small pond on the right. Yeah. 8,000 food there.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I also assumed here that he would not scout this dock, and I could with double dock spam the boats and kill his ships, and then control this pond and deny him the food, but it didn't actually happen.
Think about your logic. You are counting on him not scouting. That's a bad logic. You should assume that he will scout it, because every time you play against a player, you want to assume that the player you're playing is good. When a player makes a dock in a pond, he needs to know, he wants to know, he must know if there is another dock there. If someone makes a dock and doesn't scout if his opponent made a dock in the same pond, it means that he's a bad player. You don't want to play against bad players, because it creates this wrong illusion that what you're doing is correct. Like, your idea to make a dock in his pond is correct. Yes, you want to do that because that could create pressure on his fish. but the idea of him, of you thinking that he will not scout it, it's wrong. Because he will scout it, and you want him to scout it so that he feels pressure.
So you think I should have just like made 3 fishing boats, made a
Exactly.
tower, and then made a tower and just like basically aggroed him to like suicide into this, right? Well, fine.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay,
And
okay.
you keep and then you fish on the corner, exactly where your villager is. You fish there, and you have the tower under the small mountain. So every time he comes in to snipe your fishing boats, he gets attacked by the tower, and your fish is safe. You can garrison and garrison.
Wait, can he
So
transform from attack shack back to the fishing boat?
yes, but it's costly. Like
Oh.
he has to spend resources to making an
Oh, yeah,
attack
I
ship,
get
and
it.
then he has to spend resources to make it back.
Okay, okay, I get it.
But okay, let's say you made Spearman, right? You made the Spearman kinda late. So as soon as you make the Spearman, you want to put pressure in his base. Look at his wood lines. Do you think they're vulnerable? Just look at the wood lines of your
I
opponent.
see. So you wanted me, so I should have built what,
Yes.
a tower here and like
Yes.
put spearmen inside.
Exactly. Like he made a tower, so you could have made a tower uphill. Do you see there's like an uphill
Yeah,
where
here.
you can? Yes.
the
Slightly behind the yes, exactly there, in that behind the tree, so that he cannot see it because it's uphill. When you're uphill, towers can look downhill, but towers downhill, if there is a forest, they cannot look uphill. So you can place a tower behind his wood line, 2 towers, one on the other side, one wood line and one on the other side, and suddenly you are putting pressure in his base. He needs to use the wood in order to do things in his base, in order to protect his villagers, which means that he cannot make attack ships.
I mean, can't he just like put a lumber camp underneath his base where is another there is wood again, like another forest?
Since you have spears, you have them. You can everything that is out of TC range, you can tower. And tower with arrow slits, they're super good. Plus, if he's forced to take arrow slits on his towers, it means that he must buy stone with his market, which means that he will probably delay his castle age as well.
Oh wait, it costs stone for him to get arrow slits as well.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was only from Angola. I haven't played Russia.
So in general, you want the pressure to be where you want it to be. You don't want to bet where the pressure is going to be. Because if you bet, it means that if your opponent takes the initiative, the pressure is going to be where your opponent is. So you want to be passive aggressive. You don't want to commit too much, because committing too much might mean that you might lose the game for like a wrong bet. But if you play passive aggressive, where you apply pressure but without committing too much, where you distract your opponent and create opportunities for you to win the game, you most of the times, if you know your Civ and you know your opponent's Civs and you know how to use them up, you will win. And Mongols, that's why Mongols are so good. It's because they can do that easily. Because they don't need to gather stone. Really important thing, because it doesn't mess up with their economy. They're really versatile. They have really good mobility. And they have the Khan. Khan is such an important unit.
Okay, I mean, I understood my mistakes. Is there anything else on this map that's worth like paying attention to, like from this game that I should pay attention to?
No, not really. Now start the game and let's
just like
do
what
live.
Against a new opponent, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just start the game and start playing, and just like follow. I will try to keep the tips as simple and low as I can, because too many tips, too many things that I might like, tunnel vision you and like block your.
Yeah, I understand. It's just like the reason I didn't build docks at like the top and east pond is like how would you say it? I was a bit too slow on doing the moves. I didn't really consider it. It didn't come to my head.
Like I've watched some of your VODs, and your main issue is you don't have a plan and you think you have a plan. That's like a huge trap. Like you don't have a proper plan and you're making a plan on the go. And as soon as you like have something in your mind, you invest so much effort into it, even if it shows signs that it will not work. So you commit too much into something. and you end up falling behind in everything else.
Can you like
I think that
give
that's
an
one of your
example
biggest
so I
problems.
could? I mean, I understand what you mean, but
So the easiest example was in this game. You committed so much into that pond that all of your gameplay was based in one pond where he was fishing.
Mhm.
You didn't manage your economy. You didn't have a plan to what to do if that failed. You didn't have something to do at the same time. You weren't doing anything else apart from trying to stop him from fishing. You weren't doing anything else. You just forgot about anything else. You were queuing villagers, and you were just like trying to stop him from fishing. And then suddenly you're like, okay, that failed. Let's ram him. But if you were doing those things that you were doing in that pond, you tried to do some towers on his wood line, and at the same time you were taking extra pawns, you would probably be castle slightly later than him, or even faster than him if you were doing good job at harassing him, and you will have like a full food economy on your back.
okay.
And
Wait,
you would be able to play the game.
wait, quick about against Delhi. What I do is you said it's specific matchup since we're playing the map with like with a river that looks like a cross.
Okay.
Do I still
against Delhi.
open the Volvo, right?
Yes. Also, that is not a good TC placement, but that's fine.
Wait, what? Wait, but there is no gold. No.
Yeah,
no.
but there is stone. If you made your Uvu close to the stone, you would have been able to protect your Uvu. You always want to protect something. Like if you can't protect the gold, you should protect the stone, if you understand what I mean. So
yeah,
close
I
to wood.
understand that.
So the plan here is what? So your opponent will most likely make 2 scouts and then try to make a dog. Like
Yeah, he's gonna try to fishing boat rush me, right?
Yes. So your plan is to make, you will make a dog. You will make, you should go, let me think, it's compliance. So, yes, you will go for a dog. You will only make 3 fishing boats. Just go what you did last game. Go 3 fishing boats, because you cannot attack his boat. So
Okay.
it's fine.
And
And
build a tower after.
yes.
Do I wanna have more workers maybe nearby the dock so I can put them in a tower, or just like one is enough?
No. One is enough gathering the fish, because if he comes with 3 fishing boats, you can't really stop him. Like towers don't have a bonus. On the right side, make the dock as
On the
far
right
away
side?
as your opponent. Yes,
But there is not
made
that
it
much
like
fish there.
you didn't scout it, right? There's probably more
mean,
fish, but
there
it's
is
fine.
usually-
It's fine. It's fine. Wherever you place it, you just need 3 fish, so it doesn't really matter. I try to place it as far as possible. There is fish there. There is wood.
I
But
mean,
it's fine. Alright, so you make the dog.
Oh, but he's walling up.
That's fine. He thinks you're going spears. Think about it. That's not a problem. He's wasting resources on walling early. So that's a bad thing for him. He's basically missing a fishing boat. He won't make a fishing boat, or he won't make a villager.
Oh wait, I placed. Placed it a bit far away. So what I do now? Just do 3 fishing boats.
Yes, you will do 3 fishing boats and make a tower next to the fish that you will gather. I will suggest like make the tower to the back fish, but you can do it anywhere you like. As long as it's protecting fish, you should be fine.
I place it in the middle because then it's gonna cover like everything, it looks like.
Yeah, I know. And then like your goal is to gather at the front and then slowly back on the back. So don't make any more on wood. You don't mean more on wood.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. I want to build. I want to make a gear now, or to get gold.
Yes. And you also want your ship back. Bring your ship back. But I guess you want him to delay it in a bit so that you can make the tower as well.
But isn't he gonna be getting ahead because I'm only doing 3 fishing boats? Maybe I should make more since he's not coming to the cover.
This is a decoy. You will make another dock on the bottom, on the other side of your water.
Huh?
Now you don't need more than 3 on gold. You should need 3 on gold. Also, for future references, try to place your ship better next to the TC so that your villagers don't walk at all. Because right now they're having 1.5 seconds walking time, and it affects. I will tell you how to do it after the game properly.
Okay.
Because you can literally place your fish inside the TC, which is instant. So he's coming with his boats. Just garrison, nice.
Oh,
Garrison
he built a second harbor there.
That's fine. Now make a dock on the bottom side, next to the stone. There's a stone on the bottom. Yeah, exactly. That's what you do. You switch places.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you make a dock here, and scout also. Then you will make a towers here as well, and scout with your can the bottom side as well. Keep your can.
Okay.
Yes, and leave the ship first, and then scout. You want to see what's happening in the map.
Should I? No, you think I shouldn't make more fishing boats?
No. It's risky because the moment he moves his fishing boats, one will die. You don't have tower ships. You see that he's coming already. You want him to do that because if you have 3 and he's using 3 to attack, he will have 3 idols. So that's fine. All right, make your tower there. I don't know why you have 3 villagers there down though. Why do you have 3 villagers on your dock?
On my dock, wait. Oh, I have fucking killed. Oh my god, I messed up.
Garrison your boats inside the dock. Put, you want to eat them.
Yeah, it's extremely annoying.
You don't want to go in the front anymore. You always want to go on the back. Why? Because if you go to the back, his fishing boats
Build
are
another dock there.
It's fine. He's just using wood and wood and wood and wood and wood and wood.
Okay, what do I do now? I have a lot of gold, not enough food.
Yes, because you weren't making villagers from food. Just take 3 villagers from wood and put them on food. And keep making fishing boats on the bottom.
Wait, I want to make a tower on our side, right? To cover.
Yes, that would be fine, but not. That he will probably kill your villager there. Anyway, just keep making fishing boats on the bottom pond and try to age up. I told you this would happen.
Oh my god,
like
this guy is so annoying.
No, don't run. If you could have saved the villager if you run towards your base. You don't want to garrison all the time, because sometimes by the time you are able to garrison, where you want to place a tower, there is a hidden forest. He won't be able to see you.
Wait,
make a tower
behind the forest?
Yes,
okay,
inside the forest, not behind. Yeah, inside there, in the middle of the forest, make a tower there. And keep making fishing boats in the bottom pond.
But he scouted it as well.
It's fine. Just you should be fine. Don't worry.
So what I do with this? He's kind of denying me all the fishing here.
Yes, you will start go to the other side. Yes, there. And you will as soon as you make the tower slits, you should be fine. Make a second dock on the bottom because you're gonna make attack ships. And also try to make a tower exactly in the corner of your island, like towards the middle. And take villagers from food
to the right of Uvo, what you mean?
To the left, like in the corner, there is a hidden forest there. Use the hidden forest. Yeah, the inside
so
there.
Yeah, inside, like close to the middle, right? Like where there's the cross. Okay.
Transition villagers from food to wood. You're gonna need wood. You need more wood.
Oh my god.
You don't need any villagers on food. All of the villagers, place them on wood. All of them.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
It's like extremely hard because there is a delay, so that I kind of obviously don't play optimally since I.
Don't worry. It's not easy to follow tips while playing.
I don't have enough wood because wait, I can do this. Which units do I wanna make? Archers or what?
No, you want to make ships now. Because like all this food that you gathered, it should have been half of it should have been wood. Stop making fishing wood, by the way.
Yeah.
And take arrow slits. In all the towers that you made, take arrow slits. And villagers, put them on gold now.
On gold?
Yeah. New villagers go on gold. And
Do
towers.
I want to take Wheelbarrow?
No. You don't take upgrades right now. Don't take any upgrades. And
I
you
just sit
didn't
with
make
these
a tower.
fishing boats here, right now.
Yeah. That's enough to get you into castle age. Also make a tower on the hidden forest.
I am making here.
On the other one as well.
Okay.
Next to his dock. Send the villager from gold.
So, which units do I want to make right now to put inside the towers?
You don't want to. You just take arrow slits.
Just arrows. Okay. Wait, why I can't place it here?
Because you haven't scouted yet. Okay. Take arrow slits and start moving your those towards the middle.
Okay.
And probably make a tower close to his wall on the left side as well.
Close to what?
To his wall on the right side as well. Put the cannon inside your tower because you want to control that area. You will go for the sacred side there. Just take this villager and make like close to his
like right in front of him, right? Like in front of his.
Yeah. Use your doors to put pressure. He doesn't have villagers next to his tower, so these two doors, take them and go.
I'm going.
In general, just put pressure and force him to use stone on his towers. You can probably stop all those fists there. Does he have something in the tower? I think
he can put them inside. But can they shoot from inside?
No, they can't. They just kill all the extras. Go straight for the other dog. Go straight for the other dog.
Wait, I don't wanna wait for the bottom one.
No, he has a dog on the right side as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go for that. He doesn't have things inside, so just go and kill them. Oh, I mean in that one. Yes, that one. Just take one door and.
What do I do? Do I wanna keep building or is it better?
No. Just bring your doors. Go next to the shore line. Bring your doors there. Bring your doors to protect the villager. You can protect the villager with doors. Bring your doors.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. But then I can't cross him, or just I bring one.
Yes, just bring one. You don't have to bring all of them. Just bring one and keep killing the fish.
But he's already in castle age.
Because he was going fast castle. You can go fast castle as well. Stop making those and go fast castle as well. Take villagers from wood, put them on food, and villagers from wood and put them on gold.
From wood and put them on gold?
Yeah. You don't have to leave the resources. Like, it's so minimum.
Isn't he just gonna, right now, you get the explosive junks and...
Yeah, that's why you split. You just split your dose and
but the problem is I can't even shoot down his towers and stuff like that.
You don't want that. You don't want him to gather fish. That's what you want. You don't want him to gather fish. And make 2 barracks as well and go to castle.
Only 2?
Yeah. Right now you only need 2. Upgrade that, make another tower.
2 holy sites.
Yes. This is like the worst map to play against Aoe, by the way. By far the worst map.
I mean, it's also confusing because because I mean, because of the delay and like it's super hard to understand what to do while from the tips.
Don't worry, you're excused, but it's also a really bad map against them.
I mean, he upgraded the towers.
Yes, walk with these boats, you need to go to the other side. Yes, you're sniping those, but you should have been going towards the right side. There's another dog with 4 fishing boats on your corner, right? There.
Oh my God,
he has an upgrade to that one.
This one, the main one.
Yeah, that's why you will go spears.
But I can't go with spears because he's just gonna shoot me.
No. If you have the cannon, you speed boost, you can surround him and kill him. Just upgrade your spears, make an armory as well. Make double spears. You have so much wood, make a townshend as well. You ended up with so much wood. Make a townshend as well.
Isn't he just gonna like elephant me now and wait, how do I beat elephant? Just spearman?
Spears. Yes, with spears you can win elephants, but you have to have the Khan with you and speed boost, run behind the elephant, and use all of your spears to snipe him.
I mean, he killed my count because it was inside the tower, and I was like, well, I spaced out. So, I mean,
It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine.
Do you want to make archery ranges or just like barracks?
Not at the moment. I don't think archery ranges will do anything.
Okay. Do I want to try to contest the sea or?
Yeah, you are contesting the sea. Like you will make some explosive ships towards. Like he only has water between the two sacred sites. He has no other water.
But he's making a lot of gold right now because he's controlling. Do I want to make Manadaris or Spearman?
Spearman. If he's making elephants, you want Spearman. Upgrade your Spearman as well.
He's right now making his ship, but
that's fine.
As far as I know, it doesn't do damage to buildings at all.
It does really low damage, and your towers are wrecking him.
Okay, so what I do with the Spearman now?
You upgrade them. You take upgrades for them for their armor, pierce armor, and as soon as you get the gun, you start pushing towards the sacred side on the left. Also send a few spearmen on the sacred side on the right to stop him from getting the sacred side.
Wait, I need.
But you need the gun as well.
Do I need to take RAM and upgrades, stuff like that?
Not yet. But what you need is you need to start spreading towers towards these islands.
The worst part is like I had fishing boats all this, like the entire game just like sitting inside doing absolutely nothing.
Watch out, something is happening in the bottom. Something is happening.
Yeah.
He has just tried to snipe the elephant.
Yeah.
Go around him and attack him. You don't have a lot of spearmen.
Yeah, because I started splitting them and then trying to send them at the top.
Yeah, some spearmen are attacking the crossbow. You could have killed one of the elephants. 15 spearmen equals an elephant, by the way. That's your ratio.
So I want to have, what, 15 spearmen for each elephant? Oh,
you
it's a ranged
have
one as well.
Yeah, you can have 15 spearmen, but that's why I said you need the can. Or you the can, or you need the speed. Go snipe that one first.
He's spamming men at arms. What do? Do I spam men at arms? Oh my, I have no food.
Make a market and buy food.
Make what?
You need make a market and buy food. Yeah, just go back now. Just go back because he's making men at arms, so you need crossbowman. Crossbowman or lancers, but I would prefer crossbowman. And you need to place some ship tents as well.
Some ships there.
Yeah, the studs, where they make ship. The ones that make ship. Buy food.
Wait, where is my gold? Oh my, wait, what? I don't have gold on my island.
Bottom left.
Bottom left, but he's
there is
controlling
one.
it. He's controlling
No,
it.
no, left. There's a gold mine. No.
Wait, where?
There it is. There it is.
Oh, I see,
next to your barracks.
Yes.
Don't lose your units.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying, but...
Spearmen are not bad against
I have no food, that's the problem, it's like...
You have a market, and you can buy.
Oh my god.
Don't forget that that's why we made the market, in order for
Yeah,
to buy.
but the problem is in my base I really screwed up. Oh, he's gonna deny me the gold. This is looking pretty over.
Yeah, it looks bad. And it looks bad because can you understand what went wrong? Like some things that already, like for example, check this. You sent spearmen on the sacred side, but you forgot them. Like you didn't stop him from getting the secret side on the top. Do you see there's a sacred side on the top? You didn't stop him from getting it. You had spearmen there, they're sitting idle. Then you didn't expand your spearman network. If you had like your tower network, if you had towers and spearmen moving towards the towers, he wouldn't have gotten the 2 extra sides. So towers and spearmen. If he goes men at arms, you can transition into crossbows. Now the thing is that your opponent didn't have that much food economy towards the end because he didn't have enough fishing boats. Now let's watch the recorded game. Let's watch the recorded game.
I mean, like I said, it's super hard, like to follow the tips, and also I think I screwed up early game and like a lot of stuff, like clicked incorrectly, and then the guy beat me to Castle Age, and
like your most important mistake, it was when you didn't transition into food and you kept standing villagers in the dock in the bottom. You sent 4 villagers there.
Yeah, to build the dock, yeah, I forgot to change the rally point.
Yes, and they were gathering wood, and they were bringing the wood back to the TC. That's 1.30. That's 1 minute and 20 seconds of like 4 villagers doing nothing. It was equal as if you didn't have 4 villagers for 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's like 300 resources. No, that's less than 300, but it's a lot of resources.
So the way I understood, like one thing I learned from this, the main part, is like you only do 3 fishing boats. You get Deli in case he like fishing boat rush you, you hide them inside, right?
Yeah. Basically, if you make more, you're gonna lose them.
What if I
Towers can't really stop.
What if I just bring maybe 2 or 3 villagers there for them to gather fish as well, and then I keep the tower around, so if he starts attacking me, I just jump inside the tower, no? And then I can afford more fishing boats, no?
And then what? The tower is gonna do how much damage to the fishing boat?
I don't know, but they seem to kill it, no?
3 villagers though, it's a lot of resources to have idle. Like, if he's coming with 3 fishing boats, he has idle 3 fishing boats, he's bringing a villager from his base to your base, he makes a dock for 150 wood, and so basically you are winning in that exchange. As long as that exchange doesn't last for too long, you're winning, but you have 3 villagers there. And you have to manually all the time be on top of those 3 villagers in case he comes with his fishing boats. To snipe, he could snipe your villagers while you're not paying attention.
Yeah, no.
It only needs like 10 seconds and a villager is dead. Actually, 10 seconds is too much. So you see him walling.
Yeah.
So if someone walls in this location, you should suspect that he's walling on the other side as well. That's idle time. That's good for you. You want him to do it this so early. Because the less villagers you have, the more it hurts your economy to do something like that.
I understand that he's delaying himself, but what if he like I'm only make 3 fishing boats and he just keeps spamming fishing boats and he doesn't come to me? Don't I fall behind?
Not really, because you're making a second dock.
So
look at how many fishing boats do you have right now?
Wait, so far now, so I'm finishing the first one because I went over and he went straight to the dock. So mine first is out and then he already has 2. I mean, I guess I'm 1 boat behind.
Check the income per minute.
Equal.
So he's not ahead. No, it's not equal because you have stone as well. Don't forget the stone.
I thought you meant only on the foot, so that's why I said equal.
It's the stone as well. The stone is resources. Don't forget that it becomes units and upgrades. So right now he's coming for a second book.
So wait, so your suggestion is to go two docks and then 3 fishing boats each against Delhi, and in case he does this thing, I just hide them.
Yes,
okay.
Because if he wants to stop you from doing that, he needs to send 3 fishing boats plus a villager on your side, and then 3 villagers, 1 villager and 3 fishing boats on the other side. That's a big investment.
And then I always build a tower, right, next to the dock, because later I want to get arrow slates.
Yeah. Yes, but for example, me, what I would have done is I would have put the tower on the right side. Like, you have it there, but I would have probably put it like as you have it, but on the right side of the dock.
And then what? And then I try to get a safe fish, right? Like I try to.
Yeah. And basically, you do what I told you. You go left and right, and you want him to make a dock. For example, you want him to make docks like this. And like there was something that you could have done, and what you could have done is like as soon as you see him doing this, you can, as soon as you age up, you can make 2 barracks, make like 10 spearmen, make those, and go to kill those dogs and dogs and towers. You could have done that as well,
But
but
wait,
that's like something.
but why spearmen instead of archers? Isn't that like, isn't spearmen are garbage because like the archer ships and the fishing boats are gonna be shooting them down pretty
Yes,
effectively?
yes, but you saw that you made those. You had more those than him. What stopped you were the towers. If he didn't have the tower, you would have been able to kill the dogs with your does as well, with your ships. Like if you check the game, how the game went, if you made spearmen, you could have taken down the towers.
Just like what, without the ram, just by burning them, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
You don't need drums.
Yeah, so, okay,
That
so
heavy.
I understood. So I should have made those and the spearmen just there to destroy the buildings with torches.
Yes, and you get resources like from all those buildings in the top, you would have gotten for 200 gold, 200 food.
Wait, is it 200, 200? I thought it was 50-50.
It's 50-50, but it's 4 buildings. It makes 2 docks and 2 towers.
Oh, you mean for both dogs? Oh, for both dogs
And
and for both... Okay, okay.
yeah, that's not a small amount of resources. You're basically paying, you're taking back the resources you spend for half of your spearmen.
So again, his fishing boats don't shoot when they're inside the dock, right?
No, they don't.
So
If
yeah,
they
okay.
did, that would be broken.
Yeah, so okay, so like I will have what, few junks to clean up his stuff, and then the spearmen just to burn everything.
Yes,
And then I
if
get ahead because I'm destroying both of his docks and 2 towers he invested in, and then I try to do. And at the back, I'm trying to sim up to Castle Age.
yes,
Okay.
you're applying pressure without committing, and you're getting into castle age. Plus, if because you have 3 stone, right? So you instantly get the towers. If you have spearmen and those, and your opponent makes those, he won't be able to kill you because you're making a tower for each of his dogs. Like you should have had the tower on this forest that you're watching right now.
On this one, right? Like the one in front of his dock, and like
Yes,
just like
exactly. Yes,
Okay.
like for this kind of forests are perfect to place towers because your opponent cannot.
he can't see it.
Exactly.
Okay. Wait, if I'm shooting him, I don't remember. If I'm shooting it, does my unit get revealed, or like the tower get revealed for shooting?
Yes, the tower gets revealed. Yes.
I mean revealed in a sort of that you can shoot back, or is it get revealed like as if?
You can shoot back.
Okay.
It just like appears in the forest that it's shooting.
Okay.
Do you see the income right now? You have more food than him, and he invested so much on water.
Yeah, I understand, but it's also because I have so many on the ship and not enough on the boat.
The thing is that yes, but the problem is that you, right now your economy is like it's not properly placed. How many fishing boats does he have?
So wait, like I have 4 which are working free AFK. He has 4 here. 5, 6, 7, 10 altogether.
All right, and you have altogether how many?
I have 4 working and 3 sitting inside.
All right. Normally you don't have any. Like if the daily play is perfect and like you don't play properly, you will probably have 0 fish. If you didn't go for a second dog, you would have 0 working right now. So that's not bad. And he invested into 3 dogs and 2 towers that are worthless. Now your goal is to either stop the towers or, but I think the better play, like now that I'm watching it, it would be like make like a barrack, like while you're aging, make like a barrack, already transition. You have the stone. You with this stone you can make 10 spearmen worth of stone.
I make 1 barrack or 2 barracks.
I think in this situation, because it's daily, right? Only because it's daily, you should make 2 barracks. Because most of the times Telly just makes like a couple of war elephants with archers. So it's like the spearman. You saw how they acted with the elephant, right? If you had your can there and Spud boosted the spearman, and then surrounded one of the elephants, you would kill him really fast. And your spearmen were not veteran, by the way. They were
I know.
hardened.
What if he opened with just like a normal archers? Like I mean, if I'm going double barrack, there is a possibility he opens with an archer range and just like spams archers, and then I'm kind of screwed, no? But I guess I
You can
just
man at
defend
arms.
with the bows, right? The spearmen.
Yeah, you have towers, and when you have towers, because I told you to make some towers on certain points, right? With those towers, if they are upgraded, you can defend pretty easily. And you can also garrison the spearman inside the towers, so 5 times the damage.
Okay.
And you have the does as well. Like your plan is to to kill his towers and his dogs, and then and then your does will be alive. So it's a good scenario to be in. And his archers are not good because you're behind this. You're going castlettes, which means men at arms, and archers are terrible against men at arms, especially Mongol men at arms because you have the speed boost.
Okay, so
Like
the way I understood the best way would be to just like after he commits like this, is just like I spam the junks and then I clean up with spearmen. By the
yes,
looks of it. While trying to rush a castle age, so putting guys on the gold and like.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
And also try to, as soon as you have a place to put a ger on your woodline, you should place it.
Place what?
Like
Ger.
a ger in your woodline because
Yeah.
villagers, you don't want your villagers to walk too much.
So regarding the placement, right? You said
Yes.
it was bad, but like where do I
All right.
realistically go? Like I don't see any food sources or gold
The
sources, so like the stone is like.
the only thing that you saw was the gold. Like as soon as the game started, you saw a gold mine and a stone mine. The gold was too far away, and you already saw that you have the two wood lines in the back. So where we should intervene in between the stone and the wood, between stone and wood. So basically,
So
it
like
should be
like
in
like
like
here to the left of deer stone.
yes, exactly there, so that it protects your stone.
But
And the food would be really close to your, the water would be really close to your town center as well. Just take how close the water would be.
what if I mean, I obviously didn't see it, but is there any world where I would put my TC right here next to the water so I can like, kind
That's
of
what I
cover
was
my
gonna
harbor?
say. So that's what I was going to say. Like in this certain game, you would see that there's a stone and a wood. So ideally, you would want to, uh, place the stone, the town center between stone and wood.
But
So that means that you would send your count towards that way. You take the ship and you go towards where you want the town center to build. Now, if you notice that the water was so close to this wood line, I would walk 5 seconds more and I would place it closer to the water as well.
and then I can
Like
and then I'll have to restrict myself to free fishing boats and can just keep spamming because it's safe,
no,
right?
in this scenario that it's like it's a unique scenario. It doesn't happen all the time. It rarely happens. You could even just go like ovo, dock, and probably just place it out a tower as well because your woodline will be so close to the tower that if he does some kind of shenanigans like this, you can just like place two villagers in if he tries to sneak in. And with TC fire, actually you could just put villagers in the TC. Like if you had the TC close to water, you can just destroy his fishing boats with your TC.
Okay. But like I don't really care about my TC being in range and Nova. I never want to
Yeah.
double produce. Wait, actually,
No,
do you think is it ever worth it to double produce villagers? Because it seems like they're 150 stone. That's kind of not extremely good deal for one.
no, it's not that good. But there's another scenario. Uh, there's so many times that you might do it once. You could do it once because there's so many times that you make like for example 2 extra spears with the barrack using the stone, and those extra 2 spears did nothing. So you would be like, oh, I wish I made 2 extra villagers. So there is some scenarios that you could use it, but in this one, it's like this is not in this certain matchup. It will not help you if you have your wood next to the stone. It will help you in case you make some ship dens for the ship. How do you call those pastures? If you make pastures in the oval range, they will create ships 2 times faster. So that's something really good, right? You want your first pastures to be next to the oval.
Oh, regarding that, so like I also struggle, you know, on the maps with like how would you say it? Problem with food, like a dry Arabia, right? Like I know people go professional scouts, but I had pretty bad success with myself going professional scouts, and I found that it's just much better for me to like rally my troops to the deer and try to just farm it with care.
Yeah,
Uh,
there is two openings, and for example, there is the pasture opening where you go for. I think I don't think I was the first to do the professional scout refined build for Mongols, where you go stable, make 2 or 4 scouts, and then you go pro scouts behind it.
mhm.
And there's another build that I have been using recently, and it's the pasture first. So instead
Next to
of making a
Ovo.
barrack, yes, and if you have stone close to your TC and the ovo is protected by TC range, you make the first thing building that you make after the ovo is a pasture. So you make a pasture,
Wait, wait, wait,
and
wait, wait, again. So I do it super early. I do like what instead of
yes,
barrack I do
pasture.
an a pasture because it double
Yeah,
produces the sheep next
sheep.
to Ovo.
Yes, and it will give you 5 sheep at around 6 minutes. It will have given you like around 5 sheep at 6 minutes. 6 minutes or 7 minutes, it will give you 5 sheep. And the cool thing about this is you don't have to come back with the can to leave sheep. You will have enough sheep to go into feudal, and that means that you can keep scouting with your can. You don't have to go back to leave the sheep early. So you have more scouting potentials.
But it only happens if your TC is close to the Ovo. You don't actually build it. How would you say it? You know, like if
Sometimes
it's
you
far
do.
away. If it's far away, is it
It
worth to make a gear plus a pasture? Just
yes, it's worth it.
it's still worth it.
Yes, it's worth it. It depends on how you want to play. It depends on the matchup as well. Like in some matchup, it's good to do it. Like in Mongol Mirror, there's 2 plays. One is the pasture play. If you have defended resources, and you know that your opponent can't really hurt you, and you with 1 tower you can stop all of his aggression. You can make a pasture first, then a ger. Sometimes you don't even need the ger because the gold mine is close to you, and then you make just 1 tower, and you're fine. I've done that. I've done that a lot.
So you think
And
Ovo pasture is extremely good opening, right?
I think in certain maps and matchups, it's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, against professional scout civs, I would do it. Why? Because if I know that the other guy is going to go scouts and get professional scouts and start to lure deer, first I want to scout all the map if I know where the deers are. So I go pasture first. While I'm aging up, I make a stable. And as soon as I age up, I make an archery range. And then I go horse. I make some extra scouts because scouts do more damage against scouts. And then I make horseman and mango die. So my opponent gets harassed when he gets the deers. And if I get him towards the middle of the map and I have like 4 mango dies, like 2 horsemen and 4 scouts and the can, I can kill half of his scouts with the deers.
Wait, can you say it again? Can the
So basically, if you open a pasture,
mm-hmm.
right, and then you make, while you're aging up, you make a stable.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're aging up, you make like, let's say, 4 scouts. So you
Mm-hmm.
have your can, 4 scouts. You age up, you make an archery range. You make 2 mango dies, double mango die, and double horseman. You have 2 mango dies, 2 horsemen, 4 scouts, and a can. Those units, those 8 units, are enough to stop someone from getting hunts. You can kill the professional scouts. You can kill the scouts while he's getting the hunts. So you counter a guy who goes professional scouts.
So if I see, like, for example, if I'm playing against Russia, I can try to go with what? Wait, do I need horseman or can I just like do pure Magodai?
You need horsemen, and you need like 2 horsemen, 2 to 4 horsemen, and you need like 2 to 4 scouts.
I mean, horseman is there to counter archers, I suppose.
Horsemen are there to do damage where you can do, and they are faster than scouts. So basically, yes, you start with this. You start to harass his scouts. At the same time, you take a villager and you make a tower behind his wood. So you put pressure on his wood lines because you have map control. If your opponent is going for fast castle into horse archers and relics, you with this army you have full map control. You basically control all the map, and he can't instantly go for the relics because with mango dice and horsemen and the can you can kill the monks, and you can even kill the fucking horse archers as well.
Oh. Okay, here is another question. Where do I want to take the technologies? Like, when is it worth it? When is it like, should I tech them as my first thing as soon as I age up? Should I delay
no,
it?
no. Just think about this. So a technology, we will make simple math. Like it's always more complicated, but I will give you a formula where you should be able to use it in most of your games. How much does your, for example, the double products, how much does it increase your gathering? By 15%, right?
Yeah, but there is also walk-in, so it's effectively
Exactly. So
less.
it's more like 12%. So if you have 10 villagers, it gives you plus one villager, approximately. So at 20, it gives you plus two. So for me, I would, every time I have 20 villagers on a resource, I take the upgrade. If I have 15 to 20 villagers and I have the resources and I don't need the resources for something else, just take the upgrade.
It's not worth it to do it. Yeah, like, you know, like before I would like, for example, I'm preparing for Ram push, right? And like I'm struggling on wood. I would try to take the broad axe as fast as possible.
No,
You say it's
it's
not
better
worth it.
to it's better to make a second chair. So every time you
So
leave
they walk
space
less.
between your wood lines, yes, you make a chair. So what I like to do with wood lines as Mongols is I make a chair, and as soon as there is a space created to make a second chair in front of the first chair, I make a second chair,
Yeah, I understand. I started
and
doing
then I move
recently.
them,
Yeah. So
and then I
like
move
there
them.
is no downtime when the gear
Exactly,
moves. Okay.
exactly.
Uh,
This is better than the upgrade, by the way. Far better.
what about wheelbarrow? Because wheelbarrow is specific
Yes,
case since it increases capacity of
yes,
all villagers. Like no matter what they're
exactly.
doing, as well as shouldn't be it like one of the main things I take. As soon
So,
I mean,
so basically, wheelbarrow is not that expensive. It helps your villager move faster, which is really good, and plus walk less. So the wheelbarrow gives approximately 2 resources per minute, 1.5 to 2 resources per minute. So if you have 40 villagers, you get 80 resources per minute. 40 villagers. And that means that you're getting back the resources that you've paid for the wheelbarrow in approximately 2 minutes. 2 minutes and something, around 2 minutes. Which means that it's a good time to take the upgrade. When you have like 40 to 45 villagers, that's a good time to take the upgrade. So in this case, I wouldn't take it, but I would take it when I like, as soon as you go, because you also have fishing boats, right? I would, most of the times I take it while I'm going into Castle Age.
okay. What about the fishing boat, like a fishing boat promotion? I find it almost never worth to invest the gold into, like, for example, this one, unless I'm swimming in gold. As I find, like,
It,
investing more into fishing boats just being better.
it's not bad because fishing boats have like lots of this is one of the best economy upgrades, by the way. As long as you know that your fishing boats won't get harassed or uh, because this one gives 20%, right? So it's basically it has the cost of a normal upgrade, but it's a wheelbarrow for fish, and it gives 5% more gathering rate than normal upgrades.
But the
So
problem is,
if
isn't it better to just get more fishing boats than investing gold into this?
it's a simple math, it's simple math. How much does it increase the fish gathering rate? 20%.
And yeah,
And the
and it.
capacity by 10%, by plus 10, which means approximately it's 25% more gathering rate, right? So for every 4 fishing boats that you have, you get plus one extra. So if you have 10 fishing boats, you're gonna be working like they are 12. Now, in order for this to be worth it, you need 8, 12. 12 to 13 fishing boats. As soon as you have 13 fishing boats, it's better to take the upgrade rather than making a new one.
Okay. Also, with like, for example, stuff like additional sales, do you try to take it early? Like when I play naval maps, I'm like considering to take it early because it seems like
Yes,
if my opponent doesn't have it, like I can really
yes,
catch up and like and harass him, and then he can never like do damage.
exactly. That's the thought process. It's not a bad upgrade. If you are lacking wood and you have the gold, you take it.
I want to know your no, sorry, go on.
Opinion on what?
On like for example, deer stones versus silver trees. But
All right.
I don't want to interrupt you on the previous one. You seemed like you wanted to
It's
continue.
fine. No, I already finished my
Oh,
sentence on the
okay.
last one. So these stones in this scenario, pretty good because deer stones. Just click on a village, on one of your villagers. This is a hidden
I
eco
get
bonus.
it. Yeah, I know they
Yes,
get extra movement, but like I meant,
yes,
you know, like let's say there is a map without the harbors, like, and then you can clearly see that your opponent is gonna be turtling and like he's going for early stone, and there is
yes.
no way to harass. Should I just always open with silver 3 if I like, you know, I have a feeling that my opponent want to play a long game and there is no way I can get him.
Exactly. Yes. The silver tree is a really good way to play the game in that scenario. But you want to, before you go for a silver tree, you need to know that your markets are accessible and easy to defend because it's a very big investment and it's a risky one as well.
Yeah, but like it seems like from my games with silver 3, if it doesn't get if it doesn't get punished, the silver tree really booms your economy quite fast.
Mm-hmm.
Faster than, for example, I noticed from my
It's
games that
better than a second
yeah,
Amsterdam. It's better
than a second TC. So like if I see, for example, English player and I know I can't harass him like early in the game because of his UU
no.
and stuff like that, and then like
Against English, for example, it's really hard to play silver tree
it's
because of
pretty bad.
longbowman. Really hard.
But if I
To
get
play with.
how you call it, the promotion on the tower, shouldn't be that enough to like stop them, as well as maybe some like archers and the horses in the back. Like I mean, if he's going for a second, like you know, like there is clear indication, like he's going for a stone. It's most likely gonna be a TC. So
Yeah, if you are certain that he's gonna go for a second TC, you can do you can do that. But if he's not going for stone, just imagine that you're going for a trade, right? Which means that you invest your units. Your units are not as fast, and you're also going for. You're gonna need to spend lots of all of your stone on the traders. You're gonna make traders. You will need to invest into towers to protect your trade route, etc., etc. What if your opponent makes an armory, a blacksmith, takes the longbow upgrades and make 2 rams? Then what happens? You lose the game instantly. It's an instant loss. You cannot stop it if you go silver 3 and start trading.
but like if he is going for it, I can just like I can kind of switch, right? Like and try and don't put traders, but maybe like you know if I see him going all in, right? It doesn't prevent me from building defense instead of like I don't necessarily have to only spam traders as soon as I finish level 3.
Yes, but then you will have a slightly weaker economy, and after that it's a trap. It's a bit of a trap because you go for a silver 3, but you won't make any caravans, right? So you're playing a normal game while handicapping yourself. Like, yes, you can go for a silver 3. I'm not saying you can't. You can't, and you can go for a silver 3 and you cannot make a single trader. It's obviously viable. You don't have to go for the Deerstone. But if you're gonna play 1TC with units, it's better to play with this tree. It's better because you can always move it, and there's gonna be more speed on your units, etc. And you need speed against longbows. And another thing that, another tip that you should always take it, go to your OVO.
To my OVO, yeah.
Yes.
Which promotion I should prioritize about?
Yeah, check this on the Q, Q1.
Q, yeah, I know I know.
And Q, X and Q. These two, as soon as you get castle, these two, especially the Q, It's so important, man. The
Uh,
upgrades are insane.
Okay, so here is another then thing. Where do I wanna get upgraded version of technologies? Like for example,
Way later, because it's only two. Like you're paying double the price for 50% more range and 30% more and 60% more. No, it's 30. Yes. No, it's not 30. It's 40 and 40% more time. So you're paying double the price for half, double the cost for half the upgrade.
so I
So
don't
it's
know when,
better to get
so I don't know when we
delayed.
getting upgraded version,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah. Not early. Later. Way later.
okay, regarding the upgraded technologies in the GER, do I ever wanna consider taking it?
Not at the start of the game.
No,
They're
I
too
mean, yeah,
expensive.
overall, like, do I wanna ever get it?
Yeah. You want to get the wheelbarrow.
Upgrade.
Yes, most of the times the wheelbarrow and the forestry one. This one and the left one. If like way later in the game when you have so much stone and you don't know what to do it
Like for
with it.
example, Imperial Age, because I built the thing that
Yeah,
gives me a lot of
yeah.
stone, right? Or like
Wheelbarrow. Yes, yes,
a traders give me stone already.
yes. So basically, the wheelbarrow is the best, and then it's the forestry.
What about early game forestry? Is it a worth
No,
an upgrade? It's like it's pretty cheap, but
it
like
it
how?
it it's cheap, but let's do some math. So basically,
I know
two
it.
villagers require two chops like times two to cut down a tree, right?
So need four hits, right, for a villager to cut a tree.
Normally, yes. With this one, you need two.
Yeah.
So that's like 1.25 wood per tree. You gather 1.25 wood. Let's say one and a half, right? It makes it 1%. So you're gathering wood 1% faster by doing this.
Wait. How? Wait. How, I mean, I don't know the exact math. Like how long
Okay.
do you spend cutting? Like
So basically, if you start cutting down a tree, your villager is doing an animation worth 1 second to cut down a tree.
yeah,
So you hit one, you hit two. So if
2 seconds.
one villager needs 4 seconds to cut down a tree,
Okay.
uh,
You
two
need.
villagers need 2 seconds. Let's go with one. One from 1 second it becomes 2 seconds.
So basically save.
Right?
So if like two guys, I save 1 second on each of them.
Yes. And that 1 second is 0.75 resources. That's the gathering per minute.
So it's
So
like
you're
almost never
saving up.
worth it.
It's worth it way later in the game where you have
When
the
there is a lot.
resources. Yes. So
Okay.
basically, you're getting 1.5 wood faster from a tree because you have to cut down the tree, which means that you're gonna need 100 trees in order to get. Actually, no, it's 120. How many resources is it for the upgrade cost? It's 75, right?
75.
So you're gonna need to cut down 50 trees until you get the resources back. 50 trees. So how many trees does a wood line have? Just like box one of your big wood lines and tell me how many.
Wait, how do I? Oh wait.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
go
does
to the
it?
big, go to the one that on the right that you're not gathering from. There is one on the right that you're not
Oh
gathering
wait,
from.
there is
Not
a
this,
ship
this
there.
one. Okay,
But
not all of it. There is.
I mean, like
Yes,
around
yes.
70.
70. So by the time you gather like 3/4 of this, you pay back for the cost. It's
Yeah, I
like,
get it.
yeah, you understand what I mean, right?
Yeah, I get it. So
Eventually, it will pay you back the resources, but it will take some time.
okay, what about survival techniques? Like,
This is if you're going professional scouts, you should always get this because it's actually not 50. It's not 10%. It's 20%. It doesn't give you the gather rate by 10%. It increases the gathering rate by 20%. It's amazing. If you're
so
going
it's
for
a
hunt,
mistypo
yeah. And do you know what it's a mistype? Check the survival technique. That's how I found this bug. Check the survival techniques, the upgraded version. Check what it says.
It says me carry capacity by 25 and cover rate by 15. Wait, but cover rate here is 10 and here is 15.
Yes, you understand what I mean? It says that the gathering is 15, but if you get this, it goes 20. So it's actually it's fucked up. So I did some testing, and it's actually more than it says. It's way more than it says. It's 20%. So it's in the one it says it's 10%. The other one it says it's 15%.
But is it worth it to like, let's say I go for deer camp? Like, it's probably not worth it for one single deer camp.
Yeah, it's not. That's why I always get it if I go pro scouts.
But not like, what about if you get 2 deer camps? It's
You could also do that, but
not worth it, right?
I usually don't. I would take wheelbarrow instead, because if I go for pro scouts, I will for sure get 2, and then I might even get a third one sometimes, depending on the civ that I'm playing against. So, for example, if I'm playing against Abbasids, let's say, I'm gonna get 3 for sure, right? So I get the upgrade.
Oh,
And you can also go for boars. Darius just like made a cool tip. Like, we always forget about the boars, but you can get a boar as well, and it affects the boar as well.
yeah.
And the boar is totally good.
Actually, regarding the boar, I've been suggested to, like, when I'm struggling on food, to go farm the boar, but like I find it always awkwardly placed, and I'm not. I mean, you obviously want to build like a gathering building next to it. Is it really that worth it? Like a boar?
As Mongols, you don't. You can just pack up a jar and go and take it if you don't have one. But
Where is even the boar? Didn't even see it. Yeah, it's always in the awkward position. Like, for example,
yeah,
here
I
I need to move. I need to move so far, and like there is no way I can deliver it closer to, or get it closer to my base. It's like it leaves my villagers too open.
Yes, I know. That's why it's not that good. If the boar is in places like this, it's really hard to go for the boar, because the walking time is just like, it's better to go on wood and make pastures rather than going there.
Also, the question regarding the priest or like shamans, whatever they are, like these religious units.
Yeah.
As a non, like for example, if I'm not playing Delhi or like a civ that has or like Holy Roman Empire,
if you have the chance, you should always go for relics, and you should always go for sacred sites. It's free income. It's passive income. You want to do it.
Is it 100 for sacred site?
Yes. 100 for sacred site, 100 for relics. So basically, it's 2.5 villagers, right? So just think about it.
Passive.
It's passive, yes.
Yeah.
If you manage to get 3 relics, for example, and a sacred site, that's 10 villagers gathering gold. That's a lot of resources. So if you have the chance to do it, in this certain game, you could have went for the relics in the left if you secure those areas. Like if you went for Spearman, took down the 2 towers and the stable and the docks, and then put pressure on the left side, you should have been able to get 4 relics, even actually 5 relics, the way I see it.
Yeah, I mean, the minimap is kind of awful. That's my biggest problem with taking the relics. Like, I don't know, I'm looking at the map, I get so confused, I don't understand what is happening there.
I'm gonna give you one last really important tip, right? Learn to, every time you start a game, to memorize the position of things. Like, as soon as you scout the map, be like, okay, the relics are there. There. Where is my second gold mine? There. My third gold mine? There. Where is the stones? There.
Okay.
While you're exploring the map, you should memorize where the hunts are, where the boars, maybe, the berries, the gold mines, so that when you need gold, you're not like, oh my god, my gold is finished, where's the gold?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
in
you
this
start
game, for
looking
example.
Yeah,
so
I forgot about
this one, you had a gold mine next to your barracks, but you didn't memorize it. So even though it was there, you didn't realize it was there. So you were going to go on the other side of the water, which was dangerous. So try to memorize the position of things when you start the game and while you're playing. It will help you a lot. Trust me.
Okay, also, I wanted to know about the TC on Mongol. So, like, for our civs, it cost 400 wood and 300 sun, which is a total of 700. For Mongolians, 900, which kind of makes it awkward, like, as if it's cost more than anyone else.
Like, it doesn't make it that awkward, because you start, your town center instantly starts as a storehouse, right?
Yeah.
And you only make one storehouse. You don't make another storehouse. You start with more wood as well. Mongols start with more wood than most civs. You start with 200 wood. Most civs start with 150. And your buildings, you start with plus 2.5 villagers gathering resources by building the Ovo. Really huge investment. And if I'm going to, for example, if I am a French and I want to play archers against your archers, how many archery ranges do I need? I need 2 archery ranges. And you can have the same production with 1 archery range. So there's like a lot of Mongol things that you save up wood from, and that's why the wood is cheaper. Because you can, for example, let's say you end up with gold and stone together, right?
Yes.
And you just make the ovo. You don't need to make a chair. You just like gather, put 2 on, you put everybody on food, 3 on gold, and you start aging up. And then you put everybody on wood except 3 villagers. If your town center was 700 wood, you could probably, by the time you age up, you could probably go double TC. If it was 700 wood.
Okay, then the question kinda like, assuming I wanna go for a long game as Mongol, right? When would I go second TC? Like, for example, you know, if I'm planning to play to the late game and I see my opponent is start lane, like, isn't it more realistic to go for silver 3 instead of second TC? Like
yes,
I don't get it. Like, when do you wanna? Like, it basically means if you're gonna be aggressive, you go deer stones, but if you're gonna be passive, you go silver 3. So like, I kinda, in my head, I don't see when the second TC as Mongol fits in.
Most of the times it doesn't. Most of the times it doesn't. Because the maps that you can play aggressive and your opponent can't really go into the late game if you make units, Mongols can always, most of the time, stop his opponent from being too greedy. And in the maps that your opponent can become greedy, you have the option to go silver 3, which is basically a town center that is an age up. So there's, for me at least, I almost never go second town center. If I go a second town center, it might be on castle age. And in a scenario where I have too much wood, like you had in this game, and I'm like, okay, I'm make a second town center because I have too much wood.
What about like a perfect ratio of worker, you know, like a worker to an army? So you obviously it's kind of specific to on the map you play and your opponent you're facing. But like, what would be like, you know, when you say there is like I shouldn't go more workers? When is like the line?
You should always make workers non-stop.
Yeah, but like at some point you're starting hit 200, 200 in a late game. Like what would be the ending? Like would say, you know, like where more workers just like really preventing you from building a bigger army.
Like 100 to 120 workers is like the perfect amount.
120.
100 until to 120.
Oh.
That's where you want to be most of the times. Obviously, trade included, fishing boats included, etc.
Is it better to go for melee units later in the game as they have a better upgrade in university, like for example the 20 HP or 20 attack instead of cavalry, or is it?
You should never go cavalry in late game.
Even just lancers are not worth it on Mongol.
They're not worth it unless you have like unless the map is open, like really open, and you can raid. But in general, you don't want to go. You want to slowly go towards infantry, siege. That's like the end hand cannoneers. Like that's like your end goal.
Wait, again, what hand cannoneers and what?
Hand cannoneers, infantry, spearmen or men at arms, and cannons and springles. Yes.
Okay. What about like I had some struggle with a longbow, so here is the question. I mean, I know you can go archery and then the stable and like composition of archers, and horsemen should beat them. But the problem with England is, you know, I'm looking at them. They built obviously a feudal mark. I can't really tell if he's gonna be like all in me with Ram Rush, or he's gonna be like trying to play passive. Like how do I react?
There is some tricks. So if he's going with no on gold or 1 or 2 on gold, he's gonna put longbow pressure, right? So the key to this against this is to check his gold. If he's gathering gold and he's like, he gathered, let's say, for example, he's going like 500 gold, 600 gold in his mine, because if you click on a mine, you can see how much is missing, right? So you know how much he gathered, and judging from his army and his upgrades, you know how much he has in his bank. Now you can tell if your opponent is gonna go for...
Based on gold.
Yes, based on gold. If he has too much gold gathered, it means that he's gonna go for a landmark, H3 landmark, which means that he's gonna age up, so he won't be making a lot of longbows. But if you see an armory, you see that he's gathering gold, but not with too many villagers. And you see an armory, a blacksmith, it means that he's gonna play aggressive.
I mean, like, the problem is, you know, like, it's obvious, like, for me, he's gonna all in when he has, like, maybe 2 on gold, or like, has none on gold because he, like, switched them to wood as he doesn't need gold anymore. But, like, if he has, like, something like 3 or 4, it's like in that range where he can still be aggressive, or he might be passive.
No, the thing is that how you're gonna play against an English guy, you need to keep scouting how many longbows he has. What's his gold count? Really important. If he's low on gold, it means that he's making something else, longbows. If he's not gathering stone, it means that he's making longbows. If he's gathering stone, he might do 2 things, either wall tower rush or a town center. Against Mongols, I don't think it's good to wall tower rush, so he's probably gonna go TC. So all the indications are there, you just need to look for them. So check the gold, check the number of longbows, check if there's a blacksmith, check if he's gathering stone, and the conclusions are obvious. If he's gathering too much gold and he doesn't have a blacksmith, it means that he's not gonna make too many longbows, and he's gonna make some fake pressure into a fast third age, castle age. If he's gathered a bit of gold and he's making a blacksmith, then it means that he's gonna put pressure on you with longbows and maybe even rams.
What about, so like when I, you know, like late game, I have too many archers or too many bombards, what end up happening is like they focus fire the exact same unit. Maybe there is any tip that you know, like kind of make them more effective. It's like, you know, like I had composition where I had like 10 more bombards, and then, you know, like the spearman runs in front, and then like all 10 bombards obviously start shooting him, and it's like, it's obviously not effective as he dies to 1 bombard shot.
You spread your units and then attack move. Because basically what happens is they attack the closest unit to them. So the more spread the units are, they will have different units.
So I like split them into, let's say, 2 groups left and right, or like maybe I want to use like, what is it, a formation that makes them into a line, or like...
You can do both. You can do both. You can spread into groups, you can spread in formation, all of them are viable. All of them are viable. There is no golden, you must realize that there's not something that is like a golden answer. And in games like Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, and in generally in Age of Empires, there's no golden rule. Like there's like an approach, but there's not something standard that you will do in every single game. Like in StarCraft 2, you can copy a build order, do a perfect execution of it, and it will work. In Age of Empires games, you cannot do that. You can do a perfect execution of a build that you saw someone doing and you still lose. And you're like, why did I lose? It's because the map is slightly different, the matchup is different, your opponent did something totally different. So it has way more variables than a normal game, than the other RTS in the market.
Also, I wanted to ask you about the improvements on the towers. Should I ever consider doing spring yard emplacement, cannon emplacement?
Yes.
Because
the longer the game goes, using stone on units is not good. I would prefer a tower with a sprinkle emplacement rather than having an extra lancer. And actually, it's 2 sprinkle towers with a sprinkle emplacement to 1 lancer. So what would you prefer? To have 2 towers with sprinkle emplacements, or would you prefer to have 1 lancer extra?
I mean, I don't find like using it on lancers that effective because they cost too much stone.
Exactly.
So like what I basically wanna, you know, like how other civs build castles to secure their position. As Mongol, I just like improve my outposts, right, with like the spring yards and stuff, and try to get map control. right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
you need to spread. Like in this game, I told you, spread the towers in order to get map control. And if you make towers, you make placements. So that's the plan. Spread those towers, spread that network. It's like a Z. You want to spread that creep.
Wanted to ask you, is it worth to go scout first on some maps? I found great success with going scout first on, for example, maps like Dry Arabia, because like I deny the ships to my opponent and obviously get myself a lot more and map control
Yes,
and scout. So you think it's worth it?
against some civs, against Rus, for example, it's always important to go scout first. But most of the times, I like to go for a pasture, and that means that I don't have to bring my scout back, so I have more scouting. I like if you don't bring your scout pack, your can pack, to bring the ship, then your can is practically a 1.5 scout, not a 1, because you don't have to do the trip back to leave the ship, which is a wasted. It's kind of wasted.
I found that as well. Pretty nice. Ooh.
And any last questions?
I'm trying to think. Wait, about demolition ship, about naval. So the small question
You
is
make
like,
them.
is it worth to play Mongol on naval at all? I find Mongol to be extremely underwhelming in naval
No,
because Khan
they're
is
really good.
useless.
No, they're really good. If you can use the attack rate buff, it affects the ships, and
Atta-
explosive ships are just
the range, you mean like the attack on Khan, right?
yeah, the
But
attack rate.
the
This one.
problem is like, I mean, I obviously cannot move Khan with the ships when on offense. It cannot be used on defense.
In maps like this, you can. If
Hmm.
the ships are close to land, they are good.
No, I meant something like Archipelago.
Oh, Archipelago, then I don't play Archipelago. I think it's a bad map. You shouldn't play it. You should avoid it. It doesn't affect. It doesn't help you become a better player. You should know that.
Yeah, but I like naval maps, so like I kind of like naval. But I was wondering, is it worth to play Mongol on like a full naval map, Archipelago, Warring Islands, and stuff like that?
It's not bad. They're not a bad civ. You
No.
have good economy. You have instant wood. You have good feast boom. Like in that map, for example, you can do double villager production if you have the chance, or you can even skip ovo at the start of the game because you cannot use your stone.
Mm-hmm.
So you can in that map you could skip ovo, or you could make double villagers.
Mm-hmm. Wait, there was another question I wanted like a small one to ask. Do you what about textiles? Should I ever take it? I was thinking about it, like, but since there is a lot of like harass, it really delays the unit, the workers from dying, or is it not never worth it?
Which one?
The one that gives extra HP to villagers.
Uh
No.
yeah, I take it. It depends. If your opponent is putting pressure on you and he's, for example, bringing rams or he's harassing you all the time, you should get it. Like it does cost a lot, and the training time equals to a villager. But think about it: if you lose one or two villagers to a raid or to some pressure that you might be doing, if you had this upgrade, you might haven't lost a single one. So if your opponent is putting a lot of pressure on you, yeah, why not take it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Don't really know. I think that's about it that I wanted to ask. I think I got most of my answers.
Good. I hope
Oh
I
wait,
helped you.
sorry. Oh wait, I wanted to ask you one small thing about the trade ship. Do you ever build it? It seems too expensive. Like I was like,
Which
and
one?
the one on the docks, like basically a trader, but like on the water, right? So it seems too expensive in a lot of. I mean, I guess since you don't play naval maps, right? It's not the best answer question. But yeah.
It's in if you win water in travel maps, you can do that. It gives an insane amount of resources.
Okay. Thank you so much. I guess I won't be holding you anymore.
In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message on Discord.
Okay. Okay.
I will answer. Don't worry.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
hope
you.
you improve. Just don't forget, memorize, have a plan,
Yeah.
work on your eco management, and yeah, in general, have a plan that you follow, and at the same time, you're doing other things apart from the plan. Don't focus too much into something.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your stream and
Yeah.
have a lovely day.
Yeah, you too,
Bye.
my friend, you too. And good luck in your tournament.
Thank you.